Welcome. Welcome to Stories with Lynn. Stories with Lynn are warm stories. My friends say that they're memorable. They urge me to share them with you. I hope you find them refreshing. I hope you find them a lift for your day. Oh, and be forewarned, because there may be a surprise in them. Because don't all good stories have a surprise in them? Welcome. Welcome to Stories with Lynn. Some of my stories are letters. I write to my wife each night that I am away from her. This is one of those letters. Returns. Hi, honey. I am at the returns counter at Kohl's, doing a return that Sister Ann has directed me to do. I am second in line and I patiently await my turn. There's only one man in front of me currently at the counter. The returns manager is a mature woman with white hair stylishly done in the way of women's retail clothing stores. Can you see her? My read on her is that she is hard-bitten from years of customer excuses for returns. I will not trifle with this woman. She's on the phone repeating back a 12 or 15-digit sequence to some unknown individual. 243-300-622. She bites off the number. I am sure that the person on the other end of the line wants the read back to be correct this time as much as the woman in front of me. She marches back to the register, punches a few keys, and takes the emitted receipt and card over to the man. Okay, she says to him, I'm giving you back this much on your Kohl card and that much on store credit. I can't give you cash. Your wife must have done the transaction in this manner because this is the only way that I can do the return. She'll know when she sees the receipt. Thanks, much appreciated, he says. He slides the store credit into his wallet and goes to put the receipt in his pocket. He stops and somewhat ruefully looks at the document. Shrugs, completes the action, and turning away, half apologizes to the lady. Unfortunately, he says, I'm going to lose this receipt in 15 minutes. I understand the man perfectly. What do you do with small pieces of paper? Here's a personal take on this. One of my biggest stress points at a golf course is getting the receipt from the clubhouse to the starter shack. I know that if I put it in my pocket, it won't be there when I get to the starter. I'll go through 6 pockets of a 4-pocket pair of pants searching for the thing. The starter will look at me like I'm a moron. No comments, please, especially from family. It's even worse if I keep it tightly clenched in my fingers, because I fear that something will sing a siren song on the way. In my passion for 15 extra yards on my drive, or putter that will always ring true, all of a sudden, I won't have the foggiest where I put the receipt down. So, I hand the receipt to my son because his green fee is on there too. Now being the only one in the department, the lady scrutinizes me over her glasses. I place my bag on the counter and smile benignly. Sorry, I don't know much about this. Was just instructed to return this. Understand the receipt is in the bag. Already got it, she says. The item is out of the bag, onto the counter, receipt in her hand before I finish my story. Typing up the transaction, she says, "So you're just a gopher, huh?" Startlingly, she has hit it exactly. In stores like this, I go for, one word, something. If it is there, I get it, one word. If it is not, I get out. She hands me the completed return receipt. "I had me a gopher once," she tells me over folded arms. "My husband was 12 years older than me. He died riding a Harley. Stopped the bike, got off, looked at me, and was gone. Said he wanted to go out one of 3 ways. One was in his garden, face down in the dirt. He had a huge garden." She laid it out in front of me with her hands. "After he died, I counted 135 tomato plants in it." She pointed to the rows in the garden and then waved her hands. "He'd give away tomatoes and produce to everybody. Friends, family, food bags. Or he wanted to go out on that bike, which he did." She stopped. I canted my head, waiting. And suddenly, as vulnerable as a schoolgirl, she murmured, "Or on top of me?" After a pause, still a schoolgirl, she said, I bet you didn't want to hear all of that." "Nothing could be further from the truth," I returned. "I now have to tell my wife that I've just added one more thing to my wish list." I love you, Melody. Lynn. Thank you for joining me at Stories with Lynn. You can help me. If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe. That's the lifeblood of these channels. Share this with your friends. Please comment. Tell me what this story invoked with you. What memories did this story bring forth with you? And if you know of other wonderful stories that you would like to hear and see on Stories with Lynn, please put that in the comments. Thanks again. Thank you for joining me at Stories with Lynn.